Cosmic Family. The Cosmic Professor is channeling live from the cosmos, and today we're here to talk about the third house, Gemini. It's right on time because Mercury is in Gemini and the Sun will soon enter Gemini. So, what is the third house all about? Okay, well, Gemini rules the mind, right? And Gemini is ruled by the planet Mercury, which is all about knowledge and communication. And so, first, before we go into that, let's break down what communication is, right? Commune means to commute, right? Which means sending information from one point to another. It involves two parties, right? For one to communicate. Anything I do, from waving my hand, is communication, as I'm sharing that with you guys, right? So communication doesn't only imply talking, right? It can imply texting. It can imply the actions that we take and how it's received by another, okay? Basically, in simple terms. And so the third house, right? The mind rules how we experience reality, okay? How we experience reality and how we go about creating our reality, because the mind also creates. Now, funny enough, Gemini is semi-sextile with Taurus 30 degrees away from it, which is all about the material realm and building, right? And that's why they go well together. They're harmonious because, again, based on how we perceive reality, how we are experiencing it, talks about how we will create reality, okay? Though the importance of the third house tells us about our needs on a mental level, okay? I wish our collective would understand this more, because all of you watching this, including myself, we all have different needs. We all learn differently, okay? And based on who we are and what we are meant to experience in this lifetime, our mental needs is a big part of that. Because if we're not receiving that from our environment, then it'll be difficult to show up in the world as the person that we're meant to. Gemini is sextile with Aries, which is who we are, what we are ruled by, our dominant traits, how we show up in the world, right? All of that's important. See, astrology is a language. You can't read each sign individually and just compartmentalize them, but you got to read it like a language so you can get a better understanding, okay? How you think, how you communicate, that shows up in the world. Remember, communing is from one point to another, and vice versa. Who you are naturally as a person, your strong and dominant traits will reflect in how you think, okay? And the actions that you take, because the mind rules the body, it rules action, right? So, understanding the needs of your third house, what placement that do you have there, it'll show you your effective communication style, right? Say, if you have Cancer in your third house, maybe you need to take your time in learning things. You learn things at your own pace, right? Or as you communicate, maybe you're more of a gentle communicator, or you're someone who's sensitive to energy, or you could even be more of an intuitive learner. Maybe in school, the teachers want you to learn by figuring things out, studying things, but maybe sometimes certain things just come to you and you can easily just write it down. You get it a lot more easier than some may get things, right? Or say you have Gemini rules your third house, or Mercury is in your third house. The planet. Then you're someone who learns more quickly. Okay, so while you're in school, the class is moving at a steady pace, but you just almost like Cancer, you just get things, right? You thinking about 10 other things while you learning in class, right? Or say if you have Pisces or the planet Neptune in your third house, maybe you may be you may space out a lot, daydream a lot. You're very introverted. You don't really maybe have much conversation with people often, or like to. You like to spend time exploring your own mental space. Maybe you could be an artist, right? Very artistic in whatever way that it is. Okay? And so your needs, it won't be the same as someone, say for example, they have Saturn or Capricorn in their third house, and they need to like continuously study, rigorously study, so they can continue to build an understanding of the things that they need to learn in this lifetime to go on to create a great experience for themselves. Your needs will be, people must be patient with you, okay? And they must understand that the way that you think is just a lot different. You have a much more expansive, creative mind, okay? And so, of course, you must balance that, because we don't always mix water with water. It's just too much water. So you may need to balance some of that also too with how Capricorn learns, and not rigorously tie yourself down to a book or spend lots of time focusing on one thing, but you will need to learn just a little bit of that discipline, so that way you're not always just floating in life. Okay, so again, talks a lot about our mental needs. Okay, and it also talks about how we effectively communicate. Maybe you're a great salesperson because you're a confident speaker, you're very assertive. Or you could be a great salesperson because maybe you have Taurus or Venus in your third house, and you're just very charming in the way that you speak, right? So it tells you the skills that you have as well, because again, the mind rules the body, and certain things that you're great at, and how well you do in social groups. Okay, so again, has a lot to do with how we perceive the world and how we communicate with the world, right? Last things is third house also rules our younger siblings, because of the story of Apollo and Castor, right? They were young children. And also too, the third house is normally associated with basic education. Okay, so that's like from kindergarten, I guess, or wherever you start pre-K, all the way up to high school, right? And then the ninth house would rule higher education, so college. Maybe you'll go for your master's degree in something. That's the ninth house right there. It's broadening your horizons. Okay, but the third house is much of a simplistic energy, but it rules how we perceive the world around us, and I think it's a beautiful thing, because no two people perceive the world the same. So that's my take on the third house, guys. Hope you enjoyed this. I hope you take something from it, and I know I will be making more videos on Gemini and third house energy in the future. So I'll see you guys in my next video, which will be of this series, which will be the fourth house, Cancer. All right, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.